Welcome to r/choosingbeggars, where someone expects a free vacation. Does anyone got a free holiday completely free of charge? It has to include the following. It has to be for an adult and one child. It has to be all-inclusive. It has to be somewhere hot with a swimming pool. It has to be close to a theme park. It has to be the best place in the world for a 2-year-old. Oh, and I'm more than happy for there to be no phone service whatsoever. Down in the comments, I'm going to read this reply from Malsalamix. Camp in a tent in a motel parking lot by a theme park that has a pool. Posted to Facebook Jobs. Any real employers looking for a worker? I'm not trying to win any popularity contests. I do not work to make friends. So any competitive male-dominant field is right up my alley. I will not pee in a cup or give you police clearance. For the love of God, do not tell me to send a resume if you're not actually gonna hire me. I'm sick of employers wasting my time. I love how this guy is just self-filtering himself out of any potential job opening. Look, there's only 2 things you need to know about me. 1, I'm a total butthole and nobody likes me. And 2, I will absolutely under no condition participate in any drug test. And it's not because I'm using meth or anything, it's just that I'm spiritually opposed to drug tests. Selling 22-inch TV for $20. Hi, whereabouts in blank are you? Hi, I'm over by blank. Okay, that's not far. Would you take $10 if I send my wife to collect in a mini skirt? You've been drinking, buddy. No, it's $20. Lol, no, not at all. She's done it a few times for me before. What a woman. She sounds like a keeper. It's always good to get a discount. I've had some good ones. Ah, yes. Whoring your wife out for a $10 discount. I'm sure my wife would just love it if I suggested she show off her butt to save $10. Job posting. We're looking for an unpaid internship as a personal assistant in the city of London. What? The Fight Against Slavery is a charity based in London. We're working to fight the issues of human rights, and at the moment we're looking for a personal assistant. It's like that Star Wars meme. You were the chosen one! You were supposed to destroy them, not join them! Review 3 stars. I went there yesterday to celebrate my birthday, and I was not happy when I asked the waitress about a free dessert, and she said that she wouldn't do that. When I left, I said to her that I usually give a tip, but today I don't. This review was posted on June 7th of 2021. So this is when restaurants are still reeling from COVID, and a lot of restaurants have gone out of business. And this person is expecting free cake? It's like, lady, no one cares about your birthday. Our next Reddit post is from Silk and Whisper. I'm a 34-year-old woman, and I live in a small 3-bedroom house with my mom. I have some health problems, and my mom couldn't afford to live by herself, so it works for the 2 of us. I have the larger bedroom because I spend a lot of time in there due to my health, and my mom has one of the smaller rooms. The 3rd bedroom is also smaller, and it just has a bed and a wardrobe. My sister has been suffering from mental health problems for a long time. She couldn't work, and she was going to become homeless. My sister demanded to come move in with me, completely rent-free, and because she couldn't stand to live in the tiniest bedroom, she wanted our mom to move out and live with her boyfriend. Her boyfriend who, by the way, she didn't want to live with. My other family members have always given in to my sister's every demand, and my mom was willing to move in with my sister's boyfriend. I told my sister that if she had to move into my house for support, then she absolutely could. But I couldn't afford to cover all the bills and the mortgage for more than a month, so she would have to either pay the 50% or let my mom continue to live there. Side note, I hated living with my sister growing up. She was filthy, never cleaned up after herself, and played loud music until the early hours. So me letting her live with us was actually a major concession on my part. My sister had a massive go at me, saying that I only cared about money and I was a terrible person. She tried to get my mom to convince me to let her move in rent-free for as long as she wanted, but I did not give in. My sister then cut me out of her life for the better part of a year. She blocked me on all social media and phone apps. Taking this break from her made me realize how much stress she was adding to my life, and I have no relationship with her anymore. To be clear, my sister didn't become homeless. She had many options available to her, but none of them met her standards. And down in the comments, we have this story from MWAX. My brother mooched off of my mom until the day of her death. She bought him cars that he would just crash. She would pay his insurance, where the yearly premium was more than the entire cost of the car. He lived with my mom rent-free. He let his friends move in off the street and also live rent-free. My mom once rented him an apartment, which he vandalized and was kicked out of. My mom then had to pay thousands of dollars in repairs. When my mom died, I arranged and paid for the funeral. I didn't even ask my brother for help. It's not worth the discussion. Besides, he has no money anyway. From that point on, I would just call him on his birthday once a year, and that was it. But then my brother decided that he wanted to try mooching from me now. He calls me randomly, and I hear nothing but yelling and screaming in the background. Apparently he has a girlfriend now, and they're having a bad time because they both lost their jobs. My brother had been smoking in a meatpacking plant fridge, and he got caught. He says that someone tattled on him, so it's not his fault that he was fired, lol. After my brother told his delightful new girlfriend to shut the F up so he could talk, he asked me if he could move across the country to live with me. It took a lot of control not to burst out laughing. No, I'm not going to buy you a plane ticket so you can turn my garage into your hangout room for all your piece of garbage friends. Since this time, he's changed his number and never updated it. He never logs into his Facebook or messages me. Although, I did receive a message from someone claiming to be his fiancée who wanted me to go to his wedding. After a quick look at her Facebook wall, she seems to be 100% broke and does nothing but start GoFundMe asking for money and food. And if someone comments that they'll buy her food, she says she just wants the money. So clearly what she really wants is drugs. So far I've just ignored and not responded. Maybe if my brother reached out I'd answer, but that's about it.
Review for a coffee shop, 1 star. Couldn't be worse, beware of rude people. The staff is incredibly rude. I've never been so mistreated in my life. Scotland is a place that's famous for having nice and welcoming people, but in this place we saw the very opposite. We went in with a group of 5 people. My husband wanted a coffee, and the rest of us wanted hot chocolate, which they didn't have, so the only one to have a drink was him. I'm a pregnant woman, and they didn't want me, my cousins, or my aunt to sit and wait for him because the space was too small, so we were being accused to only be there for the toilet. Their toilet is apparently a big deal for them. In fact, we saw the 2 staff members arguing with other customers because of the use of the toilet. They might spend the rest of their lives complaining about this because, of course, a cafe in the middle of the road means that people will stop and use the bathroom. We were being rushed to finish the coffee and leave that horrible place because we were occupying 1 table and only drinking 1 coffee.
And then the owner replies, Natalie, your party was here for 20 minutes, enjoying our lovely cafe, drying out your clothes, taking up 5 of our 16 seats, and using our toilet. No one was obviously pregnant, and in any case, pregnancy doesn't excuse your rude, abusive behavior. We were polite, and we even cleared a table for your party to sit down. Before your husband took the coffee, you all knew that we didn't have hot chocolate, but you took the seats anyway. How rude is that? You couldn't go into a restaurant and sit down with only 1 person eating and get away with that. This was during lunchtime. We were busy, and other people were waiting around with trays and their drinks waiting for a seat. This cafe was built by my husband, the guy behind the counter, or staff people as you so ignorantly call us. He traveled 600 miles to get the beautiful wood flooring that you were walking on before he sanded and varnished it on his own hands and knees. He spent days working to build and tile the bright, clean toilet that you used, and he spent days building the countertops by hand. I, the other staff person behind the counter, make all the art in the cafe. I fill our walls with color to make it a beautiful experience. Together, my husband and I prepare cakes and coffees, wash the dishes, and clean the toilet. We work 12 to 14 hours a day. This isn't a Starbucks with staff people. This is our home, our business, and yes, we do object to people who come in and use a toilet and not pay for anything. This part of the island gets over 1 million people a year, and we have to fight off the use of our toilet so that people who actually pay and enjoy the place have access to it. We fight off people who want to change their clothes in there, who want to spend 15 minutes washing themselves off, and we don't accept groups who sit around pretending they want to buy something while using it. Maybe that sounds unreasonable to you, but not to us. So who really got the short straw here? You got time to warm up, dry out, go to the toilet, and sit and enjoy the artwork. We got your toilet use, abusive chat, you slammed the doors when you left, and you turned our sign to closed. By the way, one of the customers who witnessed your little tantrum went out and turned our sign back to open because they were horrified. So I think everyone would agree that we got the worst of the deal, and all for £2.50. Scottish people are welcoming and friendly, but we're not stupid, and we won't be abused by anyone. Down in the comments, OP says that the name of their cafe is Sky Blue Gallery. So I did a Google search for Sky Blue Gallery, and I learned two things. First, Sky Blue is the name of a porn star, so that was unexpected. And two, yeah, it looks like this is actually their home. It looks like OP and her husband took the actual home that they lived in and turned it into a beautiful art gallery and an awesome cafe. Honestly, this seems like an awesome cafe, and anyone who would open up their own home to the public clearly really cares about quality. So, let's counter Karen's review. Review 5 stars. Beautiful cafe. Post. I have a challenge to engine mechanics. They said my Hyundai Sonata is unfixable with an engine knock and an oil leak. You could take my car for as long as you need to work on it, several months even, to get it drivable or sellable. If you don't fix it, I don't pay. If you do fix it, I'll pay an affordable price. You'd probably need to think of it as more of a self-challenge than a lucrative job. Anyone up to the challenge? And then people reply, you must be some college-educated a-hole who thinks that all blue-collar people are beneath him in his time. Anyway, buy a piece of garbage car and this is what you get. And then someone else replies, I highly doubt that a college education is responsible for this post. Right. Yes, an unfixable Hyundai. The one thing that every car mechanic dreams of. Not to fix a McLaren, not to fix a Lamborghini, but to fix up some dude's old busted up Hyundai. That was r/choosingbeggars, and if you like this content, check out my podcast where I publish the exact same episodes. Also, hit that subscribe button because I put out new Reddit videos every single day.